Good morning. How are you today? It's good to see a big crowd on a summer Sunday. It's good to have you here, and got a couple of announcements I'd like to bring to you this morning. It may seem like a long time ago because we went through the decade of COVID. The year of COVID, and but many months ago, a little over a year and a half ago, we started a long-range planning committee to look at some of the needs. And one of the first things we did was ask the church for your feedback and survey. And the church was very clear in the survey. We had three major needs that needed to be addressed. The first of those was for our Family Life Center kitchen to be upgraded. Basically, it was original to the construction in the Family Life Center 34 years ago or so, and it needed significant upgrades, a lot of equipment that was in disrepair, and we wanted to take care of that. And the second need was the centralization of our children's facility. We have a nursery for 0 to basically 2 years old here as you approach from the west parking lot, 2 through 5 over here, and then the children's grades 1 through 5 upstairs in Building E behind the sanctuary. But we have a lot of children and families that are going in multiple directions, and trying to get to a centralized facility was another need that the church identified. The last one was the creation of a dedicated food pantry facility. You may not be aware of this, but nearly 20,000 people are impacted by our food pantry from this church, from basically a system of cobbled together rooms and buildings. And so there was a need for a dedicated food pantry that was identified. Kind of fast forward from that over what's been happening over the last several months and year, we have begun the work on the kitchen. The equipment's been ordered and it has been received. The design has been complete, the city permit's been approved, and we expect the county permit to be approved on Wednesday. And it's quite possible that we will start construction on the kitchen this week. Can I get an amen? It's been demolished. Basically, we're at bare walls. There's a little bit more demolition to do, and then we'll be off and running with some construction period of about 2 months. And we're very hopeful we can be in that facility in late August to early September. So we're very excited about that. Second thing is we have ordered a prefab metal building. We've engaged a design architect, and both of those, that work is for a dedicated food pantry facility. It'll be on the south side of the campus, over on this side of the property near where we park the vans, and we are off and running for that. And both of those have been funded from the proceeds from the sale of Camp Koinonia, which was formerly our church camp up in the Munson area. So those have been funded. The church unanimously approved that work, and we are off and running. And we're very pleased that the construction committee and the teams of architects and designers have all come together to bring all of this to completion. Lastly, we're at the children's facility, and now we're stepping into a much larger unit, larger facility, bigger needs, and we have been engaged with a company called Aspen, who is an architect and designer and constructor of church facilities. We've been working with them. We held a meeting with them again on Wednesday and finalizing the conceptual design, and we are well on our way to finalizing the first phase of engineering for that work that will be done very shortly. To that end, it's going to require some stewardship and some giving to support that. And so that work is underway with a company called Enjoy, one word, I-N-J-O-Y, a Christian stewardship giving organization and consultant firm. Both firms have been outstanding. Christian men and Christian women leading those organizations, and they have been a joy to work with. And so we're off and running with that activity, and I wanted to share and open up with you today the term Project Reach. Project Reach is the culmination of the phase 2 of work that I've just described to you, the children's facility and the consolidation of that into a single location. The architectural design and the giving efforts toward that are called Project Reach. And again, I want to introduce that to you because some of you may be starting to hear more and get some literature in the mail and invitations to Project Reach events. We're going to have small group meetings that have interactions with you as a church between now and August to introduce Project Reach. We're reaching up to God, by reaching out into the community to evangelize and reaching inward to disciple our church. And so we've got a lot of work in preparation for that, but I wanted to introduce that to you. So when you hear the words Project Reach, you're aware of what we're talking about. And when you're invited to an event, please come. And if you're unable to come, please reschedule with the church office, because we'd like to share with you this opportunity to meet a ministry need in this community that we need to step up to, and how we can do so. And then lastly, I just again want to share with you that we have a lot of work ahead of us. We as a committee and we as a church. And I'd like to ask you to pray for us, pray for our church, pray for clarity for our committee and for our church staff as we reach toward God's will and how we want to support this community and how we want to evangelize and disciple this community. So I ask for that. I want to, again, thank you for your time and your patience. And again, I want to ask you to join us in prayer and pray alongside us and give us an opportunity to share with you in these informational events that are coming between now and the end of August. Okay? Thank you for your time.